All right, right here on the Pepper Stewart Show. We've got a lot of stuff going on tonight, all the time, every time. And we've got a special guest right here. We're going to talk to Ryan Weaver. And those of you that have followed the show for years, you were here when the announcement was made with the PBR that Ryan Weaver was the patriotic voice of the PBR. And that was a couple of years ago. So we're going to go back, touch on that, and kind of see what's going on from there. And with that, Ryan, are you with us?
I am. How y'all doing?
Oh man, we're doing great, man. It's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and especially here in America. You know, whether you're masked up or locked up, a lot of stuff's going on. The last time we talked was back when you burst onto the scene as the patriotic voice of the PBR. So kind of tell us what that was like.
Well, it was a pretty awesome experience. I mean, I went from regional shows and having a couple music videos out on national television and internationally. But at the World Finals in 2017, I replaced Steven Tyler as the headliner on their Saturday night. Sold out arena there in Las Vegas was pretty amazing. Got to learn a whole lot about the PBR in a real short period of time. Going into 2018, we started off in Madison Square Garden, which as an independent artist without a song on the radio, performing in Madison Square Garden and singing the national anthem twice there. I mean, it was pretty incredible to stand in that arena and know the names that had graced stages there and performed there. But being part of the PBR there was incredible, right down next to Ground Zero. And, it was just an awesome experience to get started off at the beginning of the year there. Throughout the entire year, we did a total of 14 shows in 2018, which at every major arena across the nation from the East Coast to the West Coast. And it was, I think that the best part about it was getting to learn so much about the sport and, the fans and folks that welcomed me with open arms as the new guy in town that was, performing on, at the beginning of the shows and really loving the message and the patriotism of the PBR was just incredible. And I learned real quick how patriotic the Western sports fans are and really got, involved in the world and learning as much as I possibly could about it.
Well, yeah, because, when you go out to PBR, you go to bull riding and you go to events and you really tap into rural America, and it kind of gets lost out there, with everything else going on. People don't really think about that. And so when you tap into that, you really see, where the folks come from, where they're at, and they really embrace, the Western lifestyle, Western sports. And it's such a great, opportunity for you to come in and just see how that goes, you've been embraced and all. In doing that, what was something that you didn't think was possible that kind of happened in that?
Well, it's a tough question to answer really, because based off of my background and where I came from with almost 21 years on active duty, losing my brother in Iraq in 2004, my brother-in-law in Afghanistan in 2013, I'm a firm believer that anything is possible, and hard work, dedication, grit, determination, all those different things that are encompassed in hard work. I got to learn that in the Western sports world, especially with the bull riders and what they were capable of doing. So it's really hard to say, what I thought before was impossible that could be possible, but there were so many things that I got to experience that when I first started in country music, I said to myself that, and said on interviews, not just to myself, but I would have to, reinforce my motivation every single day. But when I was asked, what are your goals in country music? And I always said I wanted to be singing in arenas with people singing my songs and sold out arenas. Well, the PBR gave me an opportunity to do just that, because I would teach every single one of the audiences the chorus to That's What America Means to Me. And they would be singing it back to me on every one of these arena shows. So I got to live that dream on every show. But I will tell you, living that dream on top of being able to see just how many people out there supported our law enforcement, first responders, and military was incredible. I was brought to be the patriotic voice of professional bull riders because I did have a military background, and I also lost my two brothers, and we were honoring our fallen law enforcement, first responders, and military across the board, at every show that we did, because the professional bull riders are an immense supporter of all of our heroes across the nation.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Even today, with all stuff going on, what the PBR has done for the fans and for those that follow, and it's just, pure greatness for what they've been able to do. Now, with all the venues that you've played before and after, World PBR, of all the venues that you've played, what is the favorite place have you been to that you're like, man, this is a great place to perform, that you really enjoyed?
For the PBR performances, I have to say that one of the most incredible experiences was performing in AT&T Stadium with the largest crowd that professional bull riders ever had, of over 40,000. That was just insane. It was so much bigger than anything else that I had experienced. Obviously, being able to perform at the World Finals was incredible. Madison Square Garden was incredible. To be able to say that I've done those venues, because those venues are known worldwide and those events are known worldwide. I've been on the Grand Ole Opry stage. I performed there on September 11th of 2015 with Charlie Daniels introducing me to come out on stage, and got to sing a song that I wrote for my brother. So that was a pretty incredible experience. In the Ryman Auditorium stage, I've been able to perform on as well. So, I've had just amazing experiences. And I would say that I'm the example of the American dream. If it can happen, if anybody can do it, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And, the PBR gave me some amazing, amazing experiences. Now, I will say also that I was able to go over to Australia and perform in Australia for the Australian PBR for 3 shows over there. And the Australians just really knew how to treat Americans well. They love Americans. Their crowd is just incredible. And it'll surprise you to know that at the Australian PBR events, they sing their national anthem. The entire crowd sings their national anthem at the top of their lungs when whoever is singing it sings it. And America, we're patriotic and we love our red, white, and blue. But to hear a crowd, an arena crowd, singing their national anthem like that, it really just showed what a kindred spirit both countries have with each other and their pride and patriotism for their heroes.
Yeah, that's something, because you don't think about those things until it comes about. Nobody really would, dives into, America, Australia, and other countries as far as the patriotism is to those countries until you get out there and you see kind of what's going on.
Absolutely.
Now, right now, a lot of folks, in your shoes, performers, artists, and things are kind of, not necessarily locked down, but quarantined, or whatever the government wants to call it at this time. But a lot of folks are kind of out at the house, not able to go and perform shows. So what are you doing right now to kind of pass the time, while all this stuff's going on?
Well, I think one of the important things about being an athlete, like the PBR athletes, Western sports athletes, that there's a parallelism with the entertainment side of it, is being able to market yourself to partner brands, and being able to sell yourself as something that sponsorships and companies want to be involved in, because you can help them sell their products as well. Really, what it boils down to is, if a bull rider is wearing something on his vest, a sponsor put that there because they felt they were worth the money to put it on their vest or on their shirts or whatever it may be, to be advertisement for the company. Well, as the patriotic voice of professional bull riders, I met up with Lane Boots out of Arlington, Texas, and have my own cowboy boot line that's in over 30 stores across the nation, to include the shelves of some of the Boot Barns across the nation, and online anywhere with Boot Barn. And multiple other stores. So my cowboy boots are doing well. I also have a partner brand with Nine Line Apparel. Nine Line Apparel is a veteran-owned apparel company that has patriotic clothing. Folks can go to ninelineapparel.com and search my name, search Ryan Weaver, and you'll see that I have several T-shirt designs and ball cap designs with them. And I have leather and Liberty Home concealment flags for your home protection plan, the lockable concealment flags for your firearms at your house. So I've reached outside of the music realm and thought outside of that music box, because straight up, I mean, everybody knows out there now, streaming music doesn't make an artist any money unless you're streaming billions of streams, and even then you see the fractions of dollars. And as you said, if you're not out there doing shows, what are you doing to make money, and how are you passing the time, and how are you paying your bills, and that kind of thing. So I think that one of the most important aspects of what the popularity that I wouldn't say fame, because I didn't necessarily haven't gotten famous yet, because I'm still an independent artist and I'm not in the top 40, but marketing myself out to those companies and having partner brands, and the partner brands being successful partner brands that really want you, and appreciate your hustle and appreciate you being able to get their product out there to folks. I've been fortunate that I have those partner brands during this time, because I have some great partners, great companies that I'm working with, and folks are that love patriotic stuff are still buying. So I've been fortunate in that regard. I mean, I do motivational speaking and I do concerts also, because I talk about my background and my story, and I do motivational speaking. So all of my conferences and all of my shows and everything obviously are no longer happening right now, but the partner brands are still being relatively successful. So anybody out there who's thinking about getting into the Western sports world, I think if anybody could watch the mini bull riders out there and how their parents market them to sponsors and those kind of things. Those bull riding is extremely important, because you got to ride your bulls to get paid, or riding your horses, or whatever it may be, to get paid, your broncs. But you also can market yourself as a sellable item to those sponsor companies out there, to be able to make additional dollars. Say if you get injured or whatever it may be, your sponsorships are going to still be able to help you pay the bills.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it's all about. Every event's a different thing, and ride for ride, you never know what's going to happen. But tell us a little bit about what it's like being part of, Turning Point USA, and kind of being a ambassador for them. So kind of tell us what that's about.
I just started with Turning Point USA this year, and unfortunately, most of their events that they have speakers and whatnot come out to have been canceled. But talking about capitalism and the freedoms that we have in this great country, and our constitutional rights, and being a supporter of our First and Second and all the amendments that are out there, all of the amendments that we have in our Constitution, being a supporter of our constitutional rights is obviously extremely important to me. I fought for those rights as a military service member, and you can relay a genuine message. You can provide hope and inspiration to a younger generation of folks that are out there, and also inspire others to overcome obstacles and adversities in their lives. And being that part of the Turning Point USA ambassadorship that I've taken on has just been an awesome experience for me.
And that's good for the folks to check out. Now, I did see it on the internet that you hang out with an old guy I know by the name of Chad. So what can you talk about hanging out with old Chad Prather? How was that?
Oh, Chad Prather's a hoot. He's a great guy. He's probably got one of the nicest, kindest hearts that you can have. He's a true gentleman when it comes to reaching out to folks like me. I mean, I'm not a major artist, and he brought me on his show, which has a massive reach. And then he and I co-wrote a song together called "He's Still Your President," which everybody can go out and listen to. And we love that song. It's a comedy parody song about the election and everything that's going on. And essentially, Trump Jr. posted on his Instagram page, and not to get political and stuff like that, but I follow Trump Jr.'s post because he has funny memes and has some great comedy on his page. But he posted a picture of his the president, his dad, with an acoustic guitar and Pelosi behind him, and said, "I got a love song for you. It's called He's Still Your President." Well, I was like, dude, we got to write a song about that, and if anybody is going to have great political humor and be able to wordsmith it because he speaks so great, it would be Chad Prather. So we wrote it via emails and text messages and recordings and all that, because as soon as I got done with an interview with him, we all started hitting the lyrics on this song, and then we went down and recorded it shortly thereafter. So I was, we weren't together to be able to write the song, but it turned out to be a pretty funny one.
Yeah, and that's a good for folks to go check out. Now, if anybody's looking for you and want to know where you're at, of course, right now, with the quarantine and all the stuff going on, there's a lot of shows happening. But if folks want to go check you out, subscribe to what you're doing, and catch you in the future, where's the best place to find you at?
WeaverCountry.com is my website. It has all my social media on there. But if anybody wants to go directly to my Facebook page, it's at Ryan Weaver Country, and my Instagram is also at Ryan Weaver Country. If they want to go check out some YouTube videos, it's just Weaver Country if you look it up on YouTube, but all my YouTube videos are there.
All right. Well, we will send the folks that way, have them check you out, and we appreciate you visiting with us and telling the folks about what's going on. Last time we talked, it's been a while, so we just want to catch up and see what's going on. And we'll continue our support your way, and we appreciate the time.
Well, I can't thank you enough for having me, just like you had me last time. I truly appreciate your support out there.
Thank you.